We are set to begin this WPIAL quarterfinal matchup between the Seneca Valley Raiders and the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Woodland Hills enters the game with a record of 8-2 on the year, the number 4 seed and the runners-up out of the Southeastern Conference, while the Seneca Valley Raiders are 9-1 on the season, the runners-up out of the Northern 8. Woodland Hills comes off of a 35-14 victory against Pine Richland, while Seneca Valley defeated Hempfield 36-10 a week ago. Again, Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you all across the Woodland Hills Football Network. Getting set for the coin toss momentarily here, but Fred, we talked about on the radio side a moment ago, Woodland Hills has to watch out for a very potent quarterback in TJ Hall.
Yeah, TJ Hall is definitely a dual threat quarterback. 1,800 yards passing, added another 700 yards on the ground. It just makes him just a lethal weapon for this offense.
And the defense brings the house as well. The front seven of the Seneca Valley Raiders very, very strong, and Woodland Hills is going to have to watch out for some great pass rushing all night long. And
they're also led by linebacker number 46, Van Dyke, who 6'3", 225 pounds, is going to wreak some havoc against this Woodland Hills offense today.
And we talked about in the pregame show with Coach Novak, linebackers are a specialty at Seneca Valley, especially since one of their coaches, former Pittsburgh Steeler Jason Gilden.
And you can see a lot of the Dick LeBeau type defense in his scheme. You know, a lot of zone blitzing. He's going to bring some people off the edges and drop some defensive linemen into the passing routes.
Seneca Valley will receive. Woodland Hills will be kicking off right to left across your radio dial or internet browser. We thank you no matter where you are across the globe joining us here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Kicking off for the Wolverines is Donald Cassidy. And back deep to return for Seneca Valley is Bradley Hensler. Nice crowd for Seneca Valley across the far side and the near side. Not as big for Woodland Hills, but still a lot of Wolverine fans making the long trek to Wexford. Certainly not a neutral site, if you will, for this 4-5 matchup.
I like the quotation marks because this really isn't a neutral site. What's it, like maybe 10 miles from the campus of Seneca Valley High School?
And we are underway in Wexford, PA, as Cassidy kicks it to the near side. It'll take a hop, bounce into the hands of Bradley Hensler, and Hensler will come left to right, and Hensler into open space for a moment, but then he will be brought down. Devin Nixon in on the tackle. The initial hit was made, I do believe, by Trayvon Mathis, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Seneca Valley with the ball at their own 39-yard line.
I mean, this wasn't a tremendously long run back, but it does set up Seneca Valley in very good field position to start this game.
Seneca Valley straight from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation, play action as Hall looks to his left. It's a lateral pass, and the Raiders are going to have to fall on top of the ball as Hensler will be charged with a fumble recovery and a loss on the play of 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Raiders back at the 34-yard line.
It looks like there's a little bit of communication issues between the sideline and quarterback TJ Hall. He's got his hands up in the air. Doesn't really seem to know what's going on at this point.
Shotgun again. Hall rolls to his left. He'll be wrapped for a moment, eludes that first wave, and then is brought down by the second wave as Wilford Clark makes the stop 2 yards deep in the backfield, making a loss of 1, and it's 3rd down and 16 for the Raiders.
It looked like Hall was trying to run a shuffle pass on that last play, but Woodland Hills just brought great pressure against the offensive line of Seneca Valley. And it's good to see Will Clark out there on defense because once Hall got away from the first Woodland Hills defender, Clark just cleaned it up and made a very nice tackle.
Woodland Hills with a 4-3 defense with Nixon and McLean, the ends. The tackles are Clark and Eggleston. Back to pass as Hall looks across the middle. The pass is complete right near the 1st down marker. The tackle made by Trayvon Mathis. The reception by Brandon Claw. And they'll actually say that he is stopped 1 yard shy of the 1st down marker. So a gain of 15, and it's 4th down and 1.
And it looks like they might be calling a timeout, referee timeout.
I think the officials are at least taking a look to see if they want to bring the sticks out at this point.
And actually, this timeout benefits.
Oh, it certainly benefits Seneca Valley.
Well, actually, I think it benefits Woodland Hills a little bit more. Now they can get a little bit of defensive, some defensive changes to their personnel since Seneca Valley's been running the no huddle the first 3 plays.
It's a valid point as well. That's well short, and from our vantage point, it certainly looked well short. And the officials brought out the sticks basically inexplicably, at least from our vantage point. Again, fans, Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. WPIAL quarterfinal matchup between the Wolverines and the Seneca Valley Raiders at North Allegheny High School. We thank you for joining us no matter where you are across the Woodland Hills Football Network. 4th and 1 for the Raiders. The ball just across their own 48-yard line. TJ Hull in the shotgun with a sidecar to his left-hand side. Trips to the right of the formation. Hard count. And now Hall will look to the sideline to get a call. They will motion and reset the offense. 2 receivers to either side. Hall, quick kick. He'll boot it away. The pooch punt bounces inside of the 20 and will die right around the 15-yard line. Roll inside of the 15 to the 14. Good job by the Woodland Hills defense there, Fred, to stay honest. They did not encroach the neutral zone, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines with the ball at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, there was a little movement by the offensive line, defensive line, but nothing big, nothing to draw them into the neutral zone for that 5-yard penalty, giving Seneca Valley a first down.
So again, Woodland Hills with the football, 1st down and 10 at their own 14. 9:50 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Sidecars to either side of Harry Randall. Randall, low snap. He's going to keep it himself to the near side left. Had some blockers in front of him, and Randall will shove his way forward for a pickup of about 3 yards, and it's 2nd down and 7 for the Wolverines.
And this is probably the first time since week 2 that Woodland Hills' offense is going to face a stingy, fast, aggressive defense. Last time they'd probably seen that was against McKeesport.
Penn Hills did a good job against Woodland Hills, but the Wolverines were able to get things going in the second half. 2 receivers to the right of the formation, sidecars to either side of Randall. Randall hands off to Tompkins. Tompkins bouncing it to the outside, cuts it back in now, and carries the ball to the 20-yard line for a pickup of 3. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for Woodland Hills with the ball at their own 20.
And the key with against a defense like this for Seneca Valley is just to be patient. Woodland Hills offense just needs to take things as they come. Try not to force things. The big plays are always going to be there. It's just a matter of, can you be satisfied with gaining 3 or 4 yards per carry?
Pistol formation this time for Woodland Hills. Twins to either side, and it's Tompkins behind Randall. Hard count by Randall. He'll run off of the counter to the near side, bouncing it out, gets a nice block from Mathis, 25-30, into open field to the 35, and steps out of bounds along the near boundary at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines on a 20-yard carry by Harry Randall.
And like you said, picked up an excellent block by Trayvon Mathis. He basically sealed the edge for Harry Randall, and then once Harry Randall got around the left side, was able to pick up some more yards and get a first down for the Woodland Hills Wolverines.
So Randall now 2 carries, 23 yards. 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills. Ball at their own 40-yard line. Trips to the right of the formation. Sidecar to the left of Randall is Shaw. Shaw takes the handoff. Bounces away from a Raider. Drives his way forward across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A pickup of 6 for Joel Shaw. And it is 2nd down and 4 for the Wolverines.
And it's good to see Joel Shaw hold on to the ball initially. He had a couple issues last week with fumbling the ball from the exchange with quarterback Harry Randall. This time it was clean. Shook off one defender in the backfield. Took himself right up the field for, a good 6-yard gain.
Twins to either side. Randall in the shotgun, sidecar to his right. Now Tompkins will motion from left to right. He'll take the handoff on the jet sweep, cutting it up, and he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker. They'll say Art Tompkins picks up 2 to the 48-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Wolverines. The line to gain is the 50-yard line.
And that was a great job of Art Tompkins of seeing that there was nothing outside, found a little crease on the inside. It really didn't pick up the first down, but it's giving him momentum to get upfield, for later plays in this ballgame.
Pistol formation. Twins to the right, one receiver to the near side left. Randall, hands off. Tompkins drives his way forward, bouncing his way towards the first down flag, but he'll be brought down just shy. Gain of about 1.5 yards, and it's decision time for Woodland Hills head coach George Novak on 4th down and about 0.5 yard.
Woodland Hills might try to draw. Just as I say that, looks like there might be a timeout.
So the Wolverines will take a break, and we will too. 6:56 to play in a scoreless first quarter. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. And we welcome you back to Newman Stadium in Wexford, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you. Woodland Hills facing a 4th down and less than 1 yard. The ball just shy of the 50-yard line. The ball needs to cross the 50 maybe by 6 inches to get a first down for the Wolverines. Pistol formation. Tompkins behind Randall. 2 receivers left. Shaw to the left of the formation as well. Randall going to keep it. Option. Fakes the pitch, steps forward, first down yardage and more, and again it's Randall leaping forward for the Woodland Hills first down. They'll say he's brought down at the 47-yard line, a pickup of 5 yards for Harry Randall, making a gain of 4.
And that was an excellent fake by Harry Randall. Basically took it, when you run the option, what you do as a quarterback is you look for that defensive end. Defensive end wasn't coming upfield, he was staying with the pitch man, so he just decided to turn, throw a little ball fake, and ran right up the field for the first down.
Again, the pistol formation with Tompkins behind Randall. Handoff. Tompkins trying to bounce it out. Cutting it to the far side. Met in the backfield. Driving his way back towards the line of scrimmage before he's driven back by a host of white jerseys. And it'll depend on the spot by the official along that far side, but it'll be at least a loss of 1 yard. Make it a loss of 2 to the 49.
Yeah, you really have to give a lot of credit to the defensive line and linebackers of Seneca Valley of just stringing that play along as far as they could until Art Tompkins had to make a decision to turn it upfield. But once he decided to do that, there was nothing there but white jerseys.
Woodland Hills out of the huddle. Shotgun formation, twins to either side. Shaw to the right of Harry Randall. Randall sends a man in motion, and Chris David from right to left. The handoff instead will go to Joel Shaw, who gets back to the line of scrimmage no further. And Fred, can I ask why the flag and the ball was moved all the way back inside of the Woodland Hills side of the 50-yard line on that play?
I'm going to give you the I have no idea what these officials are doing statement early.
I mean, Art Tompkins on first down moved the ball to about the 49. They moved the ball on the other side of the 50. So it should be 3rd and 10 instead of 3rd and 12 like it is right now. Either way, Joel Shaw with a pickup of 2. As the Wolverines come out of the huddle on 3rd and 12. Twins to either side. Pistol. Randall off of play action. Met in the backfield. Is going to throw it across the middle. Ill-advised. It's intercepted by Denny, and Denny will be brought down shy of the 50-yard line. Tackle made by Amon Baldwin Youngblood, but a turnover there, costly for the Wolverines because Seneca Valley has it at their own 48-yard line.
And unfortunately, that's the first interception thrown by Harry Randall this season. Like you said, ill-advised. He was in the grasp of a Seneca Valley defender, I think it was Van Dyke, and decided to let the ball go. I mean, Harry Randall just needs to understand that, even if you take the sack, you're still in good position to pin Seneca Valley very deep in their own territory.
4:54 to play in the first quarter. Seneca Valley in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, one to the near side right. They're going to run a reverse pass. Kessler throws it across the middle, and it's nearly intercepted by a Wolverine. A great break on the football. Coming out of nowhere, surging on the ball, was Trayvon Mathis, but he couldn't hang on to it, so he just gets the PBU instead of the INT.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Mike Nash, number 21, might have had a hand in breaking that up, but that was a great break by Trayvon Mathis on that play, because there was actually a couple receivers open, one on the backside of the field, too.
2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Pistol formation. Hall's going to run it to the left. Pitching it on the option. Lots of room there for the ball carrier, and that time it's Brendan Claw. And excuse me, that ball carrier was Hensler, not Claw. And a pickup of 16 yards for Seneca Valley to the Woodland Hills 36-yard line.
And basically what happened was they got Seneca Valley got really good blocking downfield from their wide receivers, and it was an excellent pitch, an excellent play by Seneca Valley, actually.
Tailback with the carry this time, and into open field goes that ball carrier, and that is Mason DeHart. And DeHart will be brought down inside of the 25-yard line to the 23-yard line. A pickup of 13 yards on that play.
And the one thing I noticed, Adam, is that Woodland Hills has gone to a 4-front as opposed to a 4-3 defense as opposed to their traditional 3-4 with your speedy outside linebackers.
Trips to the right of the formation. Hall's going to hand it off. The ball carrier this time is Hensler. And Hensler is brought down after a short gain of 2 to the 21-yard line. And 2nd down and 8 for Seneca Valley.
And that was a nice tackle by Dante Broadus, just getting his hands and his arms around the feet of the Seneca Valley ball carrier.
Hall's going to keep it himself this time, I do believe, as he's brought down inside of the 20 to the 19-yard line, a pickup of 2 for TJ Hall.
A good job of number 7, Rashad Osbrooks, of just making a nice tackle as Hall was coming across the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 6 for Seneca Valley. Trips to the right of the formation. Hall, high snap, rolling to his right, throwing across to the near side. It's complete. And that is good enough for a Seneca Valley 1st down. Kessler on the reception for Seneca Valley. And a pickup on that play of 10 yards.
1st and goal from the 9.
Shotgun formation, trips to the left of the formation. Hall sends a man in motion from left to right. Handoff up the middle. The ball carrier, Hensler. The ball comes loose and the Wolverines recover. And the officials will say that the ball carrier was down. And everybody on this side of the field thought that Hensler had fumbled prior to going down. And you can hear the Wolverine fans below us not liking that call. Let's take a look on the TV replay.
2nd and goal from the 6.
And the ball definitely came loose after the ball carrier Hensler was down after the pickup of 3 yards. 16 yards on the ground now for Hensler. Hall's going to keep it straight up the middle. The Wolverines sniff it out and bring Hall down in the backfield. Rashad Osbrooks, amongst others, in on the tackle. And they'll say Hall got back to the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. At least from our vantage point, it looked like Hall was met in the backfield.
And that was excellent penetration by the defensive line and linebackers of Woodland Hills. Rashad Osbrooks, Dante Broadus, basically both saw that it was a run play, came upfield right away, and held Hall to a very small gain, I should say.
Actually a short loss as we see the ball move back from the 6 to close to the 7. The Raiders motion to an empty set. Hall all by himself. Pumps, wrapped, hit, sacked. Devin Nixon as the ball comes loose. I think the Raiders got the football, but Devin Nixon came from behind after the initial pressure from Akira McLean.
And that's certainly what Woodland Hills needed, especially at such a pivotal point on 3rd down. Seneca Valley was looking to throw the ball, got good penetration by the defensive line, and they're still unwrapping bodies to see who has the ball.
And the officials say the Raiders got it back, and it certainly seemed like an offensive lineman had fallen on the football first for Seneca Valley. I think it was Brendan Kellender at the bottom of the pile as the Raiders will bring on the field goal unit. A loss of 6 on 3rd and goal. And the Raiders are going to have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Field goal number 1, Chad Izenas.
This will be a 29-yard field goal, and that is well short and to the right, and no good. And with 1:13 to play in the first quarter, we stay scoreless here at Newman Stadium. How about that, Fred? The Wolverines dodged the bullet on the miss by Chad Izenas.
Yeah, they really did. And that just goes to show how well Woodland Hills is starting to maybe get into this ball game. Had a good, excellent first drive, 3 and out. Second drive was a little bit sloppy. They fell victim to some nice running and a really nice pass, to be honest with you. But they stepped it up at the right time and really have the momentum going into this drive right now.
1:13 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Woodland Hills 1st and 10 at their own 20. 2 receivers left, 1 to the far side right. Randall. Shotgun with sidecars to either side. Handoff. Tompkins on the counter. Bouncing it to the outside. He'll be wrapped up in the backfield and driven back. Loss of 2 on the play. And that brings up 2nd down and 12 for the Wolverines as Art Tompkins now has 5 carries on the day for 2 yards.
Yeah, like you mentioned, this Seneca Valley team, they're very aggressive. And the front 7, it just did a great job on that last play of not letting Art Tompkins get going before he had a chance. They came, all 5 defensive linemen and the 2 middle linebackers just stormed right upfield just once they saw Tompkins had the ball.
2nd and 12 for the Wolverines with the ball at the 18-yard line. Wolverines going right to left. Randall on the quarterback. Keep to the near side, retreating, running to the far side, now looking to come back near side again. A flag will come in as Randall had his face mask grabbed as he went to the 15-yard line. It would have been a loss of 3, but instead this may be 1st down for the Wolverines on the face mask.
Yeah, very lucky for Woodland Hills to catch a face mask penalty at the end of that play, because he was certainly wrapped and tackled for a substantial loss, but Woodland Hills, sometimes the ball falls their way too.
And the elusiveness of Harry Randall may have led to that penalty. It won't be the 15-yarder. It will be the 5-yard version. And the ball will be moved to the 20-yard line. And it will remain 2nd down. The official winds the clock as we are down towards 15 seconds to play. A very fast first quarter. Both teams running the football.
2nd down and 10.
And Woodland Hills will start the second quarter with the football. 2nd down and 10. Again, a scoreless first quarter here at Newman Stadium in Wexford, Pennsylvania. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Seneca Valley Raiders on the Woodland Hills Football Network and MSA Sports. The quarter can't end on a defensive penalty, so an untimed down as Harry Randall hands off to Art Tompkins, and on 2nd and 10, Tompkins picks up 6, and it will be 3rd down and 4 when we begin the second quarter in just a moment. Again, we're scoreless here at Newman Stadium. Adam Gusky and Fred Guy on the call for you. Tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders all across the Woodland Hills Football Network. And we welcome you back to Newman Stadium in Wexford, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you as the Woodland Hills Wolverines take on the Seneca Valley Raiders in the WPIAL quarterfinals. Cold night here in Wexford, PA. 36 degrees at kickoff. Moderate humidity, and there is some wind in the area. It's calmed down from earlier today, and that's good for the fans, both that made the short trip from Cranberry as well as the long trip from the eastern suburbs of Pittsburgh. 3rd down and 4 for the Wolverines with the ball at the 26-yard line. Left to right across your radio dial or television screen go the Wolverines. Trips to the left of the formation. 1 receiver to the near side right. Randall hands off. Tompkins trying to drive his way forward. Gets maybe a yard on the play. And the Wolverines will have to bring the punt unit on.
Brandon Cloud.
And there's not much there for Art Tompkins.
Yeah, last week we assumed that the scoreboard operator was going to be the busiest person in the stadium with the two high-powered offenses that Pine Richland and Woodland Hills possessed. This week it's the exact opposite. It just looks like a defensive battle, and then going to see what happens. We're going to have to see what happens in the end.
Dante Brada's on to punt for Woodland Hills. High snap, but he'll corral it. Boom it away. Sky high end over end punt. And the Raiders call poison. And the ball takes a Seneca Valley bounce and will be down by Art Tompkins at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Raiders with the ball at their own 45. So the Wolverines have turned it over once and punted once. The offense, not what we saw in the second half against Pine Richland a week ago.
No, they're sputtering right now, but that's just because they, like I said, haven't really faced, with the exception of Penn Hills, a really stout defense like this since the McKeesport game. So, like I said, they need to be patient. They need to just let the yards come, pick up what they can, and then hopefully that will matriculate into some points.
Trips left. Shotgun formation as Hall motions a man from left to right. And a flag will come in.
Pre-snap penalty.
And I think Woodland Hills may have 12 guys on the field. And they do, as Kevin Solomon was out there, as was Wilford Clark and James Eggleston. And I don't imagine that the Wolverines wanted 3 defensive tackles on the field at the same time when they're running a 4-man front.
1st and 5 from midfield.
So the first penalty of the game against Woodland Hills costs the Wolverines 5 yards and gives Seneca Valley the ball at the midfield stripe. 1st down and 5 early here in a scoreless second quarter. Motion man from left to right again is Hensler. High snap, handoff will go to DeHart. DeHart trying to bounce it to the outside. The Wolverines all over it. Late hit near the end of the play as McLean got his clock cleaned, but no flag flies. And there is a short loss actually on the play, on the carry by Mason DeHart.
Well, I'm really surprised that there wasn't a flag on that because that came in from the backside of McLean. Didn't really see it coming. Was blindsided by, I believe, an offensive lineman. Really shocked that there's not a 15-yard penalty on that play.
Nice open field tackle, and there's going to be a penalty against Woodland Hills. A face mask against the Wolverines, a 5-yarder. And from our vantage point, it certainly looked like Devin Nixon had all jersey and no face mask. So the penalty against Woodland Hills moves the ball just shy of the 1st down marker, and it will be 1st down and 1 for the Raiders. The Raiders want a 1st down, but it's not a 1st down because the ball carrier was brought down shy of the line of scrimmage. Mason DeHart, 2 carries, 12 yards today. Clock winding down, under 11 minutes to play as we're still scoreless here in Wexford, PA. 3 receivers to the left of the formation. Hall going to keep it himself straight up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage, then drives his way forward inside of the 45 to the 44-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play for Hall. Kyra McLean, amongst others, in on the tackle. And it will be 2nd down, or rather 1st down and 10 for Seneca Valley.
Yeah, the one good thing about the Seneca Valley offense is even though they go no huddle, Woodland Hills has seen that a couple times this year, so they're really used to it. So they just need to continue to do what they've been doing.
Throwback screen, the Wolverines saw it at least initially, and he will be brought down. The receiver is Hensler, and Hensler is brought down by Deshaun Osbrooks after a gain of 4. It's 2nd down and 6.
A great heads-up play by the defense of Woodland Hills to sniff out the throwback screen, and even despite them getting a 4 or 5 yard gain, they were still able to hold it just to that point.
Hall looking to his right, throwing to his right. It will be nearly intercepted. Chris David had it in his hands, but let it go. Incomplete, and it will be 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't think Chris David thought that ball was going to be overthrown. It was probably caught off guard by it, but the one thing I've noticed about TJ Hall in this offense is that he really doesn't take a lot of steps once he receives the ball. Once he gets the ball in his hands, he has his feet set and ready to throw as soon as he gets the ball in his hands.
Hall in the shotgun, looks to his right, getting the signal from the sideline. 9:55 as the clock is stopped here in the second quarter. Hall running the pitch to the far side. Catching it is Hensler, and Hensler trying to bounce it to the outside. The Wolverines will string it out and prevent a first down for the Raiders.
On the tackle, number 28, Jihad Brown.
Did you see the same spot I did, Fred?
Yeah, I didn't think he got that far
I
in
didn't
his
either.
run.
Gain of 4 on the play. Let's take a look at the TV replay. No, he was well short of that mark. And off up the middle. And that's enough for a Raiders first down. As the ball carrier Mason DeHart takes it from the 45 or the 35 to the 31, a pickup of 4. But the ball carrier on the previous play, Bradley Hensler, was brought down at the 37. He was frustrated as I am.
I've been shaking my head this entire game.
Handoff. It's DeHart again, and DeHart will be brought down after a gain of about 3 inside of the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And it looks like DeHart is more of the bruiser back of the two between him and
Hensler.
Hensler, yeah. Hensler seems to be more of the faster, shiftier back, and DeHart seems to be a little bit the bruiser of the group.
And off up the middle, DeHart slipping through a tackler, driving his way forward inside of the 25 to the 24-yard line.
By number 2, Dante Broaddus.
And that's a pickup of 5. 24 yards on the ground now for DeHart.
And Woodland Hills is doing a good job of getting the personnel they need on and off the field as Seneca Valley is running a no-huddle offense.
DeHart up the middle. He will be brought down after he picks up a first down from the 24 to the 19-yard line. Pickup of 5 on that play.
Let's see if Seneca Valley isn't trying to set up the pass with the last few running plays.
Hall cutting it back. He'll be hit, he'll be wrapped, and he'll be brought down a yard deep in the backfield at the 20-yard line. And it will be second down and 11 for the Raiders.
And give a lot of the credit to that play to Devin Nixon of stringing it out, reading the fact that there was going to be an option, strung out the quarterback. Once Hall saw that his pitch man was covered, he decided to turn him back upfield for a loss on that last play.
Hall in the shotgun, trips to the right of the formation. Off of play action, straight drop back. Hall running to his right. A flag comes in. This will be a hold against the Raiders. Hall throws it, and it will be batted away. Devin Nixon swatting it at the line of scrimmage. And the Wolverines have a decision here. Will they take 30 and 11 or second and about 22?
Assuming that the penalty is against Seneca Valley.
Well, it seems to be a safe assumption, but who knows? And it will be a hold against the Raiders.
Holding penalty against Seneca Valley.
And the Wolverines will accept the penalty because it is a spot foul. So 10 yards from the spot, and the spot of the foul was right around the 23-yard line. So that'll push the ball all the way back to the 33-yard line. So after the penalty, it is second down. The line to gain is just inside the 10 at the 9. So second down and 24.
And this Woodland Hills defense is letting opportunities get through them. On that last play, Devin Nixon probably should have had an interception as that ball hit him right in the chest.
Mathis should have had an interception. David should have had an interception. Hall, empty set, trips right, 2 receivers to the near side left. Hall, standing, pressured, steps up. He'll be hit in the backfield, stepping forward now, and will pick up about a yard inside of the 33 to the 32-yard line. And a Wolverine is slow to get up, and that is a Kyra McLean. And the Wolverines' best pass rusher is slow to get to his feet, and that is not good news for Wolverines fans.
Yeah, I couldn't see exactly what happened. I mean, he's lying motionless. I don't think anything head or neck related on that last play, but that was a great defensive surge by the defensive line to get Hall, get him moving, get him around, and get him for a substantial loss.
Yeah, he got undercut as he was trailing Hall on the play, and he is certainly favoring a leg, and I think it may be his left. And we can see a Wolverine coming in on our television replay, making the play, was Dante Broadus, and he went into the leg of a Kyra McLean, who immediately felt the pain. So it'll be 3rd down and 23 for the Raiders with the ball at the Woodland Hills 32-yard line. And we will take a break with the score, Woodland Hills 0 and Seneca Valley 0. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Kyra McLean is to his feet. Little hitch in his giddy up as he runs to the near sideline. And I wouldn't be surprised to see McLean return if he gets a little bit of a tighter tape job, at least in the second half. 7:41 to play in the second quarter. Woodland Hills and Seneca Valley tied up at 0 apiece. 3rd down and 23 for the Raiders. The ball at the Woodland Hills 32-yard line. Hall back to pass. He'll be pressured by Devin Nixon. Look across the middle. He will complete a pass. Catching that football at the 15-yard line for Seneca Valley is Corbin Kessler. Pickup of 17 on that pass play to Kessler.
Yeah, what allowed Hall really to complete that pass is the fact that Kara McLean's replacement, Dan Gibson, came in on an inside rush, and the defensive end from the right side, I believe it was Devin Nixon, came on the outside, so it freed him up to get some outside leeway to find the open receiver.
Raiders going to attempt a 33-yard field goal from the right hash on 4th down and 7. And this ball is up, and this field goal is no good. Short again. And the Wolverines bend but do not break. 2 times the Raiders take the ball into the Wolverines' red zone, and 2 times they come up empty.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised after the first missed field goal that the Raiders would try to attempt a second one, considering that Woodland Hills is getting a great rush against their offensive line on the kick team. You know, you're down that short, you're in a pivotal game, you might as well try at least one shot at the end zone. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You also have the opportunity to pick up a first down as well.
So after the missed field goal, it will be 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills with the ball at their own 20 as the ball carried into the end zone for the touchback. Pistol formation, Tompkins behind Randall. Randall's going to keep it on the quarterback counter, has a huge hole, 25, 30, and he will be brought down as he crosses the 35 to the 38-yard line, an 18-yard gain for Harry Randall.
Yeah, Harry's patience really kind of let him down on that last play. He had a great lead blocker in Joel Shaw, and Joel Shaw was one-on-one with a Seneca Valley Raider. Just as Joel Shaw was about to engage the blocker or engage the defender, Harry Randall tried to run right past him, freeing him up for the tackle.
Pistol formation again with Tompkins behind Randall. 3 receivers to the left of the formation. Handoff, Tompkins bouncing it to the outside. He'll slide his way forward as he crosses the 40, close to the 41-yard line. And it will be 2nd down and 8 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Art Tompkins really needs to keep his feet about him. On that last play, he just basically slipped as he was trying to make a cut. Not that you shouldn't go full speed, but once you get to a point where you're comfortable getting your feet underneath you, then pump it into full speed, and then see what you come out with after that.
7 carries, 4 yards today for Tompkins. 3 receivers to the right of the formation. Randall hands off. Tompkins looking to bounce it to the outside. Now pausing, driving his way forward as he crosses the 45 to the 46-yard line. A gain of 6 on the play. And a Wolverine is shaken up right near the new line of scrimmage. And that is one of the offensive linemen for Woodland Hills, and it may be Big Dan Gibson, but we hate to speculate if we're not 100% sure.
You were right. It is Dan Gibson.
And Gibson will sit up immediately, and that's good news for Wolverine fans. Best run of the day, incidentally, for Art Tompkins on that previous carry. A pickup of 6. He now has 10 yards on 8 carries. Adam Gusky and Fred Guy on the call for you. Winner of this football game will take on the winner of Upper St. Clair taking on North Allegheny. That game being played at Baldwin Stadium. How about North Allegheny? Their facility's terrific, and obviously they have enough boosters and enough support staff to not only have a game being played at Baldwin, but to host a game at the same time. And it's a quad A game between a team that's very close in Seneca Valley and a team that traditionally travels well in Woodland Hills.
Yeah, I've been familiar with North Allegheny and their facilities for quite some time. I played on this field. I've played in the gym. They've done a great job over the past 10, 15 years of just getting things together, building a new facility. The Barrel Center is probably one of the nicest high school facilities in the country.
And I can't remember if Woodland Hills has played here in the past in the playoffs, but I do know one time that they played here in the playoffs, and that was back in 1996, the WPIAL semifinals. It was a 42-14 win over the Plum Mustangs as the Wolverines went to their first ever WPIAL championship game at then Three River Stadium.
Yeah, I can't recall that game. I wasn't there. I know you were there on the field. But Woodland Hills has played here a couple times over the years, whether it be postseason or regular season. But this is just, they've done, like I said, done a great job of upgrading these facilities.
Second down and 2 for Woodland Hills with the ball at the 36-yard line. Harry Randall straight up the middle. First down yardage to Morris. He's still on his feet inside of the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, 15, still on his feet. Slips through a tackle and into the end zone. He will go for a Woodland Hills touchdown covering 54 yards.
And that was nothing unusual for Woodland Hills on that last play. Fake dive. Harry Randall saw an opening, and then once he got that opening, that's probably the fastest I've seen him run all season long after a knee injury. And a great job, great vision, a little shake of a tackle around the 5-10-yard line. 2 seconds later, he's in the end zone.
And what impressed me so is as Randall looked back, he was trying to keep away from Kessler. Kessler reached down, grabbed a hold. Randall was strong enough to drive his way through the tackle and into the end zone. He will go. Wolverines look to take the lead to 7. Randall is the holder, the long snapper is Rickard, and the kicker is Cassidy, and it is blocked by the Raiders. And again, Woodland Hills does not come through with their first PAT attempt, and that has been a theme as of late. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the second quarter. Woodland Hills finally strikes first, a 6-0 lead for the Wolverines. You're tuned in to Woodland Hills and Seneca Valley on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. And we welcome you back to Newman Stadium. 5 minutes and 15 seconds remain in the second quarter. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you. All across the Woodland Hills Football Network, the Wolverines scoring on a 54-yard touchdown run by Harry Randall as he broke through the line of scrimmage. There was a second wave of tacklers by the Raiders. He broke through that and then slid through a tackle around the 10-yard line and into the end zone he went. Unfortunately, the PAT was blocked. And it's 6-0 as Cassidy will kick a low lining kick that will bounce into the arms of an up back for Seneca Valley. On the return for the Raiders is John Verbanek. And Verbanek is brought down as he crosses the 35 to the 37-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 for Seneca Valley.
And this is a real pivotal drive for both teams, actually. Seneca Valley trying to get themselves back into this game. But Woodland Hills, if they're really going to capture some momentum, in this ball game, they really need to basically shut down the Seneca Valley offense, whether it be a 3-and-out or, have Seneca Valley run a couple plays before they punt.
Raiders in a shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 to the near side left. Off of play action goes Hall as he rolls to his right-hand side. He's pressured. He'll be wrapped momentarily by a defensive lineman, but the ball is thrown across the middle, and Markanja on the reception for Seneca Valley, and he will be finally brought down inside of Woodland Hills territory at the 44-yard line.
And it's a good thing that the receiver fell down, because if he didn't, he had a lot of green space in front of him. But give a lot of credit to TJ Hall on that last play, because he was able to get away from big James Eggleston. As Eggleston was in pursuit, Hall stopped. Eggleston ran right past him and, found his receiver.
19-yard gain on that play. Now a screen as Mason DeHart runs to the far side, and he will carry the ball inside of the 40 to the 38-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the play, and a Raider is slow to get to his feet. 4:37 to play here in the second quarter. We are at Newman Stadium in Wexford, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky and Fred Guy on the call for you all across the Woodland Hills Football Network. We want to thank the Woodland Hills Football Boosters for their sponsorship of our television broadcast this evening. Without them, we would not have our TV coverage for this evening's game. And Seneca Valley will go to the ground this time. The ball carrier, Mason DeHart. And DeHart carries it inside of the 35 to the 34-yard line. And I think the officials are going to bring out the sticks.
Yeah, I thought that was a very, very generous spot by the officials.
Well, that official on the far side has given several generous spots to Seneca Valley thus far. Woodland Hills hasn't run the ball to that side yet, so we haven't seen if that is the case on both sides. But as we take a look at the TV replay, certainly looked like DeHart was still on his feet as he dove towards the 35 to the 34. So that will be a pickup of 3 yards on the dot for DeHart. Incidentally, in the air today, TJ Hall, 72 yards, just 2 incomplete passes. Hall's going to take it himself this time, and he'll be met at the line of scrimmage. And how about the strength of Wilford Clark as he just grabbed a hold of Hall and stopped his momentum cold as the Wolverine secondary and linebackers came in and cleaned it up.
Yeah, and that's a surprise that we're mentioning Will Clark's name on defense. Usually he's a very stout offensive lineman for Woodland Hills, but I guess Coach Novak has seen enough of him during practice in the last couple of games to get him some more reps as D-tackle.
Deshaun Osbrooks also went on the tackle for the Wolverines. Second down and 9 for the Raiders. Hall off of play action. He'll be flushed to the right, being chased by Kevin Solomon. He'll take off running now where Hall, and he will be met just inside of the 30, still driving his way forward to the 25-yard line. James Eggleston, amongst others, in on the tackle. But a pickup on that play of 8 yards, and it's third down and 1 for the Raiders.
Yeah, you really have to be cautious with TJ Hall because, like we said, he can put the ball in the air, but he can also run it as well.
And the handoff this time will go to Mason DeHart, and DeHart will pick up enough for the first down inside of the 25 to the 21-yard line. As the clock will continue to roll once the ball is set. DeHart now with 36 yards on the ground.
Yeah, Woodland Hills again is back into a bending type of situation where, you know, they're allowing Seneca Valley to just go right down the field on them.
Hall, straight drop back, looks across the middle. Trayvon Mathis on the coverage, batting it away from the intended receiver, Bradley Hensler.
And that was a good job of Mathis of keeping the ball far enough away from Hensler on his PBU, because that ball actually, once he tipped it, was actually in the air for at least a second or two. And I thought Hensler might have tried to run underneath it and then score for Seneca Valley.
Second PBU of the game for Trayvon Mathis. 2:33, clock stopped here in the second quarter. Hall off of play action. Looks to his right. Finds a receiver in the flat along that far side. A nice open field tackle by a Wolverine over there. But the pass complete to Mike Smith. And a pickup on that play of about 8 yards.
And that tackle was made by Dante Broadus. And I think Smith might have slipped out into the flat, a little late in the play, and Dante Broadus was able to pick him up last second and make a nice open field tackle.
3rd and 2 for the Raiders with the ball at the 13-yard line. Motion man from left to right is Hensler. Play action. Now Hall will run to the near side. He will be strung out, and he will be brought down in the backfield by Trayvon Mathis. A beautiful open field tackle as Mathis shed his blocker and made the stop back at the 20-yard line. A loss of 7 on the play.
Yeah, and give a lot of that stringing out of the play to James Eggleston, because he seems to be just terrorizing the offensive lineman that he has in front of him, getting himself upfield, and then, like you said, he strung it out enough that Trayvon Mathis was able to make a nice open field tackle, and I don't think Seneca Valley is going for a field goal this time around.
Also give some credit to Jordan Lee as he kept flushing Hall to the near side. 4th down and 9 for the Raiders. Hall rolling to his right. Pauses. Rolls to his right again. Pressured, throws, and it will be incomplete. The ball intended for Bradley Hensler. He couldn't hang on to it, and he got a face mask right in the back by Chris David. And the turnover on downs gives the Wolverines the ball first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And Fred, yet again, the Raiders take the ball into the Woodland Hills red zone and come up empty.
Yeah, Woodland Hills is very stingy once he gets inside the red zone. But that was a great job of the defense, of the secondary by Woodland Hills, of just locking up man-to-man against the wide receiving core of Seneca Valley and not letting T.J. Hall be able to run the ball down the field for either they would have had to have gone into the end zone or grab a first down.
Pistol formation. Tompkins behind Randall. 3 receivers to the left. Now Shaw will crab from left to right. Handoff. Tompkins sees a hole momentarily. It closes quickly, though. Tompkins still on his feet as he drives his way forward to the 25-yard line. He was just shimmying his way backwards, laying on top of a Raider.
Yeah, if your body's not on the ground, you might as well just keep trying to get some extra yards, and that's exactly what our Tompkins did.
So the Wolverines, I think, will be more than happy to take this lead into the locker room. Wolverines do have 2 timeouts left, but they're certainly not using them, at least at this point, with 35 seconds to play. The Wolverines come to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the left. Tompkins behind Randall in the pistol. Handoff. Tompkins, big hole, closes quickly. And Tompkins will be driven back, but the officials say he got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. And a timeout is called by Seneca Valley. Well, the Raiders have 3 timeouts, and with it being 3rd down, not a bad idea at least to get 1 shot at the end zone. So there's a timeout on the field. We'll take one ourselves. The score, Woodland Hills 6, Seneca Valley 0. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders on the Woodland Hills Football Network. "19 seconds to play in the second quarter. Woodland Hills leads Seneca Valley 6-0 here at Newman Stadium in Wexford, PA. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you. Raiders taking a timeout. Guess their thought process is if they stop Woodland Hills on this 3rd down play, they'll have at least 1 or 2 shots at the end zone. Shotgun. Sidecar to the left of Randall. 2 receivers to either side. David, jet motion from left to right. Handoff will go to Joel Shaw. Shaw runs over 1, make it 4. Seneca Valley Raiders for the first down. How about that run by Joel Shaw?
Yeah, and initially he didn't get the handoff cleanly, so he had to take it from his hip and bring it into his body. But once he did, he met a Seneca Valley Raider and just laid him out. Just absolutely ran him over. And then once he got through that defender, picked up a first down and smashed over a couple more guys as well.
Incredible. Wow. Joel Shaw, what a great run and a nice block, incidentally, on the pull by Wilford Clark, pulling from left to right. That is the final play of the first half. We head to the break with the score. Seneca Valley trailing our Woodland Hills Wolverines 6-0. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders on the Woodland Hills Football Network. And we welcome you back to Newman Stadium on the campus of North Allegheny High School in Wexford, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky and Fred Guy on the call for you all across the Woodland Hills Football Network, getting set to start the second half, and Woodland Hills on top 6-0. And that came on a 54-yard touchdown run by Harry Randall. Randall leading the way for the Wolverines at halftime with 5 carries for 99 yards in that TD.
Yeah, that's very impressive. And he's just done a good job of finding the holes in the line, exploiting them, shaking some tackles. 1 interception, kind of basically has a little bit of a blemish on his record today. But overall, he's controlling the game well and doing a good job.
Woodland Hills defense has been but not broken on several occasions tonight. 3 times Seneca Valley carried the ball into the Woodland Hills red zone, and 3 times they came up empty.
Yeah, 2 missed field goals and a turnover on downs. Woodland Hills is getting really good pressure on their field goal defense team, so that could be the reason why the kicker for Seneca Valley is having such a bad day.
And Woodland Hills will receive to begin the second half. That's good news for the Wolverines, as they look to build on this 6-0 lead. Folks across the Woodland Hills Football Network, we thank you for joining us, and we'd like to thank again the Woodland Hills Football Boosters Association for their sponsorship of our television broadcast. Without them, we would not have our game on TV this evening. And we thank you for joining us no matter where you are, including our flagship radio station AM 1550 WZUM, on the web at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com or on the MSA Sports Network at msasports.net. And, of course, our television affiliates, Monroeville Comcast Cable Channel 13, Penn Hills Comcast Cable Channel 98, Verizon Fios Channel 37, our YouTube channel, as well as our live video stream this evening. Back deep to return for Woodland Hills is Harry Randall, and he is flanked by Art Tompkins and Trayvon Mathis. Mathis had a huge kick return for a touchdown to begin the second half. Let's see if the Raiders keep the ball away from those dangerous three deep men for the Wolverines.
Yeah, if they're going to do that, they're going to have to go with an onside kick or a swib, because if you get, even the second wave of Woodland Hills receivers are up a little bit, so interested to see what happens.
And they will boom it away, and Harry Randall will catch it at his own 9-yard line in the center of the field. Randall bouncing it to the near sideline. He can turn the quarter 30, 35, 40, 45. He'll step along the near boundary, and they'll say he actually steps out at the 40-yard line, but a nice return by Harry Randall of 31 yards, and the Wolverines have the ball just 60 yards away from pay dirt.
Yeah, I don't understand why the Seneca Valley coaches decided to kick it deep with those three back there. Each one of them has, in their career, at least one kickoff return for a touchdown. As dangerous as those three are, you probably would have been better served kicking it on the ground or an onside kick or something, or a surprise kick against this Woodland Hills return team.
Best field position, starting field position at least, for Woodland Hills today, as they have the ball first down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Pistol formation with Tompkins behind Randall. Two receivers right, one to the far boundary left. Wolverines will now motion from the power pistol to the shotgun. Hand off to Tompkins, looking to bounce it to the near side. Finds a crease, drives his way forward, brought down shy of the 45 at the 44, but a pickup of 4 for Art Tompkins. He now has 19 yards on 11 carries today. Strong second half a week ago for Tompkins, and the Wolverines need to get the same from him again today.
Yeah, again, patience is the key against this Seneca Valley defense. They don't give up a lot of points. I think 13 points per game for the entire season. They don't give up a big chunks of yard, despite Harry Randall's 54-yard touchdown run. But patience is the key. Just keep finding ways to move the ball down the field.
Back split to either side next to Harry Randall. Two receivers to the far boundary left. Raiders show blitz. Handoff. Shaw driving his way forward. Gets away from Raider tacklers for a moment, but he will still be brought down as he gets back to the line of scrimmage and no further. A nice open field tackle by Mason DeHart. Maybe a half-yard gain for Shaw, close to the 45, and it will still be third down and 6.
And give a lot of credit to the defensive line of Seneca Valley of getting Shaw, hitting him before he got a chance to really get going and get his feet moving.
Woodland Hills. A little bit of chatter before the Wolverines set up. Shotgun. Randall, straight drop back, looking to his left the whole way. Screen to Tompkins, and he will lose the football. As he initially had caught it, he dropped it, and that incomplete pass will bring on the punt unit for the Wolverines.
And that's a rare drop by Art Tompkins, usually shorthanded. That's, I think, the first time that Art has run a screenplay for Woodland Hills, but it just didn't develop the way Woodland Hills wanted it to.
Woodland Hills couldn't come up with much on their first drive of the second half. Brought us on to punt it away for the Wolverines. Two receivers back for the Raiders. Punt is off the side of the foot of Broadus, but will take a Wolverine bounce and will carry all the way inside of the Raider 20 to the 15, still rolling to the 14, where it will finally die and be downed by Trayvon Mathis. It was far from a pretty punt by Broadus, but it is effective, and the Raiders will start back at their own 14-yard line.
Yeah, very ugly punt by Dante Broadus, but ended up the recipient of a good bounce. It bounced at least 20 yards before it went down to the 14.
Worst starting field position of the game for the Seneca Valley Raiders. 10-13 to play in the third quarter. Woodland Hills on top, 6-0. Raiders straight to the line of scrimmage as Hall looks across the middle. The pass will be completed, and catching that football for a first down and more to the 35-yard line is Corbin Kessler. Kessler, that is his third catch of the game, and he is the leading receiver tonight for Seneca Valley.
Yeah, they had it. Woodland Hills had it well defended, but it was a nice pass by Hall, a nice catch by the receiver, and it looked like Trayvon Mathis was actually trying to go for the ball instead of the tackle on that last play.
Hall off of play action, or now will keep it himself instead as he steps forward. He's met at the line of scrimmage and driven back. James Eggleston, amongst others, in on the tackle. And Fred Wilford Clark has worked himself into being the #1 defensive tackle out there alongside of James Eggleston.
Yeah, and I think it was Will Clark whose hand grabbed the shoulder pad of TJ Hall to spin him around and basically lost his momentum from there on out.
Shotgun as Hall rolls to his right. Shovel pass is completed to Hensler, and Hensler will cross the 40 and be brought down at the 45-yard line, very close to first down yardage on the shovel pass. And from that spot, it will be a first down for the Raiders.
And I believe this is the first successful shuffle pass that Seneca Valley's run today. They tried to run one earlier, was unsuccessful because of the defensive line. This time they were able to connect. And right now, Seneca Valley's back into their old tricks, their old scheme of moving the ball down the field on this Woodland Hills defense. Let's see what happens if they can get inside the 20-yard line, if they can come up with anything.
9 minutes to play in the third quarter. The clock is rolling. Woodland Hills on top 6-0. Shotgun formation, motion man from left to right. Brings one receiver to the right. Hall, straight drop back off of play action. Throws across the middle, will be tipped and nearly intercepted. It was in and out of the hands of the Seneca Valley receiver, and then Trayvon Mathis had an opportunity at the football, and that is the second time tonight where Mathis had an interception in his hands and couldn't hang on.
And that's 4 interceptions Woodland Hills should have had throughout the course of the game. 2 tipped passes, pass breakups, whatever you want to call it, by Mathis. 1 by Nixon, and I forget who the 4th one was by.
Second down and 10 for the Raiders. Clock stopped with 8:48 to play in the third quarter. Hall off of play action, straight drop back, deep drop back. A screen pass is complete to Hensler. Hensler into open field, and he will finally be brought down inside of the Woodland Hills 40 to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 16 yards on that screen.
And Seneca Valley's using that screen to their advantage because they're running it very well. And what's happening is they're letting the defensive line and linebackers come up the field as much as possible. The offensive linemen are just basically huddled. There's a running back right behind them, and Hall's doing a great job of finding that running back.
Hall with 3 receivers to the right. He will work off of play action, running to his right, pressured by Gibson. The pitch goes loose. The Wolverines have a beat on the football. It will go to the far sideline, out of bounds, and Seneca Valley will maintain possession, but Big Dan Gibson, who has moved from defensive tackle to defensive end, was applying the pressure, and Seneca Valley dodges a bullet as that ball was loose on the carpet and went out of bounds along the far boundary.
That's the 5th opportunity that Woodland Hills should have had at a turnover. I believe that's maybe the 6th time because they did fumble earlier in the game as well. Woodland Hills right now, defensively, as well as they're doing of keeping Seneca Valley off the board, they're really shooting themselves in the foot in terms of opportunities.
Loss of just 3 on that play, incidentally. And we'll charge it to Hall, who now has a -7 yards on the ground. Hall, all by himself, quarterback draw, steps up, runs to the near side, slides through a Wolverine, runs into a Raider, and will drive his way forward inside of the 35 to the 34-yard line, and a pickup of 8 yards by Hall, who was met close to the line of scrimmage initially, but showed how dangerous he can be running the football.
Gain of 8. 3rd down and 5.
Hall. Hands off, the ball carrier, Hensler. Hensler loses the football. It's loose on the floor. Let's see who has it. The Raiders come up with it again. Fred, the ball has been on the carpet 3 times today. The Raiders have come up with it all 3 times. The Wolverines have had 4 interceptions in their hands and have not come up with it.
That's 7 turnovers that Woodland Hills should have had on defense. Seneca Valley's really dodging a lot of bullets out there. Let's see what they are going to try to attempt on fourth and about 4.
Second fumble of the game for Bradley Hensler. Pickup of 7 on that play, incidentally. Or, excuse me, of 4 for Hensler. Hall off of play action, throws it across the middle, and Dan Gibson goes up, big right hand, swats it to the carpet, incomplete, turnover on downs, 1st and 10, Woodland Hills.
A great job of Dan Gibson. Looks like Seneca Valley was looking to run a tight end pop pass. Hall took the snap, saw his tight end was wide open, but what got in the way was big Dan Gibson on that last play.
Gibson playing left defensive end because Akira McLean went out with an injury in the first half. We're used to seeing Gibson inside playing defensive tackle, but he's made the move to outside. He doesn't have the speed of McLean, but he certainly showed the range there.
Yeah, I mean, and Dan Gibson's not a slow kid by any means, but he's certainly not as fast as McLean coming off the edge, but great job by Dan Gibson.
7:15 to play in the third quarter. 1st and 10, Woodland Hills with the ball at their own 32. Randall's going to keep it himself. Superman dive again as he crosses the 35, close to the 36-yard line. A pickup of about 3, actually, to the 35. And Randall again making a spectacular run of just 3 yards.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't like that Harry Randall did on that last play is he did not follow Joel Shaw as he was coming across the line of scrimmage. Joel Shaw was actually looking for somebody to hit, and all you really have to do is put your hand on his back and follow him as far as you can go because he's going to clear a lane for you.
2nd and 7 for the Wolverines. Clock winding down to 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Woodland Hills on top 6-0. Trips to the left of the formation. Randall in the pistol. Looks left the whole way. His pass is intended for Trayvon Mathis. It was batted at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. And that brings up 3rd down and 7 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was batted or Trayvon Mathis slipped as he was coming out of his break on that because it looked like it was a pretty consistent. It looked like it was a consistent throw.
I think it was a little bit of both. I think Mathis slipped, but it was hit at the line of scrimmage as a defensive end leaped up and tipped that football. It was headed to Mathis along the far side.
And impressive hops of that defensive end because he really got up there to get that football.
3rd and 7 for the Wolverines. The ball at their own 35. Trips to the left, one receiver to the near side right. And a flag flies as I think we may have encroachment against the Raiders. It'll be a false start instead against the Wolverines. There was movement along both sides. And that will push Woodland Hills back to their own 30-yard line, and that will bring up a 3rd down and 12 with the ball at the 30. Wolverines out of the huddle. Shotgun, trips left, one receiver to the near side right. Sidecar to the left of Randall is Joel Shaw. Randall hard count, straight drop back. 7-step drop, he'll look to his left the whole way. Completes the pass to Chris David, but David was met at the 39-yard line and could not escape a Seneca Valley Raider. 9-yard pickup, but that is not enough for a 1st down, and the punt unit comes on again for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why Chris David didn't go to the sticks, which would have been the 43-yard line. It looked like Harry Randall had enough time to set up, survey the field, and deliver a strike, but just wasn't at the 1st down marker.
First completed pass of the game for Harry Randall for 9 yards. Brought us on to punt again. Snap true. Punt away. A knuckler sky high will be fair caught by Seneca Valley at the 28-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. Fair catching the football, Corbin Kessler. Well, the Woodland Hills offense has certainly not been as potent as we anticipated after putting up 35 points a week ago. And with the exception of the game against Penn Hills, in every victory this year, Woodland Hills has put up 30 or more points.
And we sort of expected that was going to happen against this defense of Seneca Valley, but they're doing a good job of trying not to force things, trying not to get into a hurry up mode, and in terms of efficiency with using timeouts, Woodland Hills has done a great job.
Hall has a lot of time, throws across the middle. The pass is caught by Corbin Kessler, and Kessler to the near sideline will step out of bounds inside of the Woodland Hills side of the field at the 40-yard line. A huge gain there of 32 yards.
And give a lot of that credit to that reception to Kessler, because he actually had to climb the ladder to go get that football. It was a little, it was thrown very high, but Kessler made a good job of adjusting and getting up in the air and made a great catch.
Hall now with 159 yards passing. Corbin Kessler, 4 catches, 80 yards. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Hall, straight drop back. Throws it to the near side on a screen to DeHart. DeHart driving his way forward, escapes Wolverines. Carries the ball inside of the 35 to the 34-ish yard line. And they'll actually say that DeHart was brought down at the 35. So a gain of 5 on that completed pass.
And DeHart's doing a great job of taking a pounding. I mean, he's absorbing a lot of hits by this Woodland Hills defense, but keeps coming after the play after he's been hit once or twice.
Pass to the far side. A little slip screen is completed to Bradley Hensler, and Hensler is brought down after a 4-yard gain, shy of the first down marker at the 31-yard line.
And right now, it looks like Seneca Valley's in 4-down territory pretty much the rest of the game.
Handoff will go to Mason DeHart, and DeHart will drive his way forward inside of the 30 to the 29-yard line. A pickup of 2 is enough for the first down for the Raiders.
And the one thing I've noticed about the Woodland Hills defensive line, they're really not getting a lot of penetration against the Seneca Valley offensive line, because DeHart basically picked and chose where he wanted to run, and then once he saw an opening, he got the Seneca Valley Raiders a first down.
And this may be another illegal substitution against the Wolverines. The officials are sorting this out here at Newman Stadium at 6-0 Woodland Hills on top of Seneca Valley. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you all across the Woodland Hills Football Network. And that signal is an illegal man downfield, isn't it? The hand on the head? I think he may have used the wrong signal. I think he was looking for a legal substitution. Was the hand across the chest? No, they pointed the wrong way. I think. That signal with the hand on the head, I'm 99% sure is an eligible receiver downfield. And if that's the case, why is he pointing at Woodland Hills?
I thought he signaled for a first down as well.
Yeah.
What is
this? A 15-yard penalty? For what?
Wow.
I am so perplexed at what is going on here. And we're not getting any indication. And George Novak wants to know what's going on here. And I can't say I blame him. And the referee is standing over there. He wants no part of what George Novak has to say. 1st and 10 for Seneca Valley with the ball at the Woodland Hills 15. That's the way it will be. Hall going to keep it himself, running to the right. Met at the line of scrimmage. He'll dive his way forward for a gain of about 1 inside of the 15 to the 14. Well, Woodland Hills right now is battling against 11 players with white jerseys and a handful of guys in stripes. And we have no indication of what the penalty was against Woodland Hills.
Yeah, but the good thing is Woodland Hills has been in this situation already 3 times today in this ball game, and each time Seneca Valley has been kept off the scoreboard. So right now they're really not in panic mode. They just need to relax, run their defense, and just hopefully the defensive coaches make the right call to stop this Seneca Valley offense.
You can only play with fire so many times before you get burnt, though. Seneca Valley with the football, 2nd down and 9. Bouncing it to the outside to the right is Mason DeHart, and DeHart will be forced out of bounds along the far boundary as he gets to the 10-yard line. Pick up on that play of 3 yards, and it is 3rd down and about 5.
And a good job of Mike Nash of making a nice open field tackle against DeHart. Like we said, DeHart has been doing the tough running today for Seneca Valley.
3rd and 5 for Woodland Hills. Ball at the 10. Shotgun. Hall's going to keep it himself. Cuts it back. Close to first down yardage. He will have it as he crosses the 5 to the 4. And it's 1st and goal for Seneca Valley.
And really, this is really gut check time for Woodland Hills, especially on defense, because they've had some issues, with short yardage. I mean, it looks like TJ Hall is actually staying on the ground.
Well, QB Hall not getting up at the end of that play. And there is a stoppage as they will attend to Hall. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you here at Newman Stadium in Wexford, Pennsylvania. The score, Woodland Hills 6 and Seneca Valley 0, but again, the Raiders threatening deep inside of Woodland Hills territory. And we shall see if this is going to be an extended injury timeout for Hall. And it will not be, as he will get to his feet. So Hall to the sideline as it's 1st and goal for the Raiders. The ball at the Woodland Hills 4-yard line.
And to my recollection, I think Hall also plays cornerback on defense. So if this injury has any lasting effects, Woodland Hills might want to try to take some advantage of him in the passing game as well.
Reserve quarterback in there now for Seneca Valley. It's Corbin Kessler. Kessler takes the snap. He will hand off, and into the end zone goes Mason DeHart. And Seneca Valley is a PAT away from taking the lead. The game tied at 6-all right now with 3:09 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, Kessler just ran his own read option play and felt that it was better to give it up to DeHart than try to take it himself. And good call by Kessler to give the ball up.
On to attempt the PAT, Chad Isness. Snap high, hold down, kick up. And that PAT is good. And with 3:09 to play in the third quarter, Woodland Hills faces its first deficit in a very, very long time. In fact, since they played Bethel Park. Again, it's 7-6. Woodland Hills trailing Seneca Valley. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you. 3:09 to play in the third quarter. 7-6, Woodland Hills trailing Seneca Valley. Mason DeHart on a 4-yard touchdown run. And 4th trip into the red zone for the Raiders, and the first time that Seneca Valley cracks the scoreboard. And that drive benefited by a 15-yard penalty against Woodland Hills. And Fred, as I look to my smartphone here and check for officials' signals, one of them is an eligible receiver downfield, but we'll get to that in a moment. As Harry Randall again on the kick return will carry the football to the 18-yard line. A 9-yard return for Woodland Hills QB Harry Randall, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. But getting back to that official signal, the only signal I can see when an official puts his hand on his head is an ineligible receiver downfield, which cannot go against the defense.
And then it was aided by by a phantom 15-yard penalty that I don't understand where that came from.
That was the same. That was at the same time,
okay.
And I don't know what the call was.
Yeah.
I mean, the official pointed to Woodland Hills on an ineligible receiver downfield. I don't understand that call.
And again, TJ Hall is playing at the right cornerback position. So let's see if Woodland Hills can take advantage of that.
Handoff. Tompkins driving his way forward across the 20 to the 24-yard line. And a pickup on that play of 5 yards, and it's 2nd down and 5 for the Wolverines.
And Woodland Hills really needs to understand they really haven't been in this situation much throughout the course of the season. It's not panic time. You still have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. You still have an entire fourth quarter. Really need to be patient. Take some shots down the field when you can, but keep running the ball effectively.
Shotgun sidecars to either side of Randall. 2 receivers to the left. Pass complete to Chris David on the slip screen, and David will pick up a yard to the 25-yard line.
Pass complete to 24, Chris David. Tackled by number 5, Brad Hensworth.
I wish there was a way we could have gotten the official mic'd so we could have heard what he said on that penalty that ended up helping Seneca Valley score the TD moments ago.
Yeah, but like you said, he came nowhere near the Wolverine sideline because Coach Novak probably would have gave him an earful.
Randall in the shotgun, sidecar to his left, twins to either side. Randall straight drop back, pressure, throws across the middle. Broadus was wide open, but Harry Randall will throw an interception. It's caught by Ryan Sipe, and Sipe will be brought down inside of the Woodland Hills 30 at the 29-yard line. And actually that INT is by Corbin Kessler, and it will be first down and 10 for Seneca Valley at the Woodland Hills 30.
Yeah, Harry Randall just put a little bit too much air underneath that ball in that last pass. Like you said, Dante Broadus was wide open. There was nobody around him, but just well overthrown by Harry Randall.
Second interception of the game for Harry Randall, and the second interception of the season for Randall. First and 10 for the Raiders. The ball at the Woodland Hills 30. Woodland Hills down by 1. Pistol formation, handoff will go to Mason DeHart, and DeHart drives his way forward inside of the 25 to the 24-yard line. Pickup of 6.
Yeah, again, Woodland Hills not getting any penetration from the defensive line. DeHart's just picking and choosing where he wants to go, and then once he gets there, he's picking up some good yardage on first down.
Second and 4. Clock winding down towards a minute to play in the third frame. Woodland Hills down 1. Second and 4 for the Raiders. Ball at the Woodland Hills 24. Handoff to Hensler, and Hensler inside of the Woodland Hills 15, still on his feet as he will finally be brought down around the 10-yard line. 14-yard pickup for Bradley Hensler. The Woodland Hills defense a little gassed right now, Fred, as they've been on the field for a lot of this football game.
Yeah, they have. And Seneca Valley is just really just taking advantage of, their offense, being in no huddle, being well conditioned, especially this late in the season.
First and goal for Seneca Valley with the ball at the 10-yard line. Slide car to the right of Hall is Hensler. Woodland Hills shows blitz. Hall's going to keep it himself, bouncing it to the near side. Nice open field tackle in the backfield by Dante Broadus. Loss of 1 on the play. And it'll be second and goal at the 11-yard line with 30 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, great job of Dante Broadus of actually staying home and reading the fact that TJ Hall had the ball, trying to go to the left side, knifed his way to the backfield and made a nice open field tackle.
And I think Seneca Valley may be happy to take this 1-point lead into the fourth quarter. And that will be the case. Well, we have played 36 minutes of football here at Newman Stadium, and the 4-5 matchup living up to what it usually is, as Seneca Valley holds a 1-point lead over Woodland Hills, 7-6. We will return with the fourth quarter as you are tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Seneca Valley looking to take advantage of the second interception of the day thrown by Harry Randall. The Raiders have the ball, second down and goal at the Woodland Hills 11-yard line. This drive started at the Wolverines 30-yard line after an interception by Corbin Kessler right around the midfield stripe, and a nice return by Kessler all the way down to the Woodland Hills 30. Woodland Hills defense has seen the Raiders carry the ball into the Woodland Hills red zone 5 times today. Seneca Valley has just 7 points to show for those 5 trips, but the 5th trip, is not over yet. First play of the fourth quarter coming up. Shotgun, 2 receivers right, motion man from right to left. Hall rolling to his right. He's pressured, he's hit, he steps up, he throws, and it will be intercepted in the end zone by Woodland Hills. Coming up with the football is Mike Nash, and Nash to the 20-yard line, and he will be brought down at the 24-yard line. And Seneca Valley comes up empty again inside of the Woodland Hills end of the field.
It's about time that Woodland Hills was able to get an interception against Hall. Hall is interception prone. Obviously, we've seen him throw into coverage quite a number of times and thrown some pretty bad passes that haven't been picked off by Woodland Hills. This time he tried to play with fire a little bit too much and got burned.
He threw into double coverage, and Mike Nash was there to leap up, and he was able to hold on to the football after it was batted by Chris David. And a nice return out to the 23-yard line. Randall Quarterback draw, runs to the right, steps forward, first down yardage and more. Harry Randall still on his feet as he crosses the 40, and he will be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 22 for Harry Randall.
Yeah, the interception followed by a really nice run by Harry Randall has sparked this Wolverine sideline. He's got his teammates back into this game, and I still want Harry Randall to hit Trayvon Mathis, who's being covered by TJ Hall. His head's down. He's thrown an interception. He's been injured. He's been battered all day. Try to take advantage of him playing cornerback right now.
Twins right, Twins left. Randall with a sidecar to his right. Jet motion, Tompkins from left to right. He'll take the handoff, cutting it inside. He'll be brought down shy of the 50-yard line. They'll say that Tompkins gets to the 48. A gain of 3 for Art Tompkins.
Good job of Woodland Hills, especially the offensive line is starting to pick it up a little bit on these last couple of plays. Art Tompkins, again, using his vision to find some short yardage, just going right up the field.
2nd down and 7 for Woodland Hills with 11 minutes to play in regulation. Wolverines down 1, 7-6. Receivers to either side. Randall, hands off. Shaw, up the gut. Drives his way forward to the 50-yard line. Joel Shaw initially was met in the backfield, and an offensive lineman is down as Amon Baldwin Youngblood writhes for a moment at the 45-yard line, and the ever versatile Jake Cassidy will come in his stead at left tackle. And it was Baldwin Youngblood taking a Seneca Valley Raider off of the knee. A pancake block by Wilford Clark drove a Seneca Valley player who I do believe was Derek Linkenheimer right into the knee of Amon Baldwin Youngblood. And that run by Joel Shaw was just inside the 50, so a gain of 1 technically for Joel Shaw. He now has 19 yards in this football game. And athletic training staff taking a look at Amon Baldwin Youngblood, the Woodland Hills sophomore offensive lineman. Sits up at the 45. 10:41 to play here in Wexford, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you. And Baldwin Youngblood is to his feet, and he'll run to the near sideline with a little hitch in his getty up. Senior center James Ronnie asks for some support for his fellow linemen. And Fred, how fortunate is Woodland Hills to have somebody like Jake Cassidy who can play every position on the line as their 6th offensive lineman?
Yeah, and he has. I mean, he started actually at least one time in each position for the Wolverines this year. And it's always nice to have somebody that can play all 3 positions on the offensive line.
3rd down and 6 for the Wolverines. Twins to either side. Randall in the shotgun, sidecar to his right in Joel Shaw. Randall sends a man in motion from left to right. And whistles blow. I think Woodland Hills may be guilty of a delay of game.
No, there's still 8 seconds left on the play clock.
I guess Woodland Hills lined up in the neutral zone.
Offside against Woodland Hills.
So that will push Woodland Hills back to inside of the 45, where it'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Wolverines.
3rd down and 10.
10:27 as the clock is rolling here. Woodland Hills down 1, facing a 3rd and 11 at their own 44. Randall in the shotgun, Twins to either side. Motion man from left to right is Tompkins. Randall off of play action, throws across the middle quickly, and there will be pass interference. 2 flags fly as diving for the football was Trayvon Mathis, and 2 Raiders were on his back.
And one of them was quarterback TJ Hall, who's playing cornerback as well. But that's the first time they decided to take advantage of Hall as a defender.
And it will be pass interference against the Raiders, a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills with the ball at the Seneca Valley 40.
And I really think Woodland Hills needs to continue to take advantage of Hall. Like we said, he's been taking shots deep on offense, hasn't had the most. He's had an efficient game in terms of attempts and completions, but a lot of bad throws have been made by Hall. So mentally, he might not be where he needs to be for the Seneca Valley defense.
Randall, shotgun, sidecars to his right. He's going to keep it himself. Randall drives his way forward inside of the 35 to the 34-yard line on the quarterback draw. Harry Randall now has 130 yards.
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to pass it, but that was a nice read by Harry Randall. He saw a opening in that offensive line, and man, once he gets going, it's hard to get him to stop.
Clock winding down to 9 minutes and 45 seconds to play in regulation. Woodland Hills trailing Seneca Valley by 1. The Wolverines with the ball, 2nd and 4 at the Seneca Valley 34. Randall, quarterback draw again, leaps over a Raider to the near sideline, inside of the 30, the 25, cutting it back, 20, 15, still on his feet, 10, inside of the 5, and brought down at the 3-yard line. Harry Randall with a pickup of 31 yards.
And that was a great job of him using his patience on that last play to wait for his blockers to get downfield to pick up some extra blocks to get him close to the end zone.
So 1st and goal for the Wolverines. Woodland Hills looks to take the lead back. They led 6-0 through the first half. The Raiders scored late in the 3rd quarter. And kicked the extra point to take the lead by 1. Pistol formation with Tompkins behind Randall. Double tight end set. Shaw. Krabs from left to right. Handoff, Tompkins bouncing it to the outside, looks for the cutback. He'll drive his way forward inside of the 2, down at the 1-yard line. A pickup of 2 for Art Tompkins.
I really think Joel Shaw needs to get the ball in this situation. A good job of Art Tompkins of trying to bounce it outside. Didn't see anything there, cut it right back. And, unfortunate for Woodland Hills, he wasn't able to get into the end zone.
And they say it's only a gain of 1 for Tompkins. Certainly looked like he picked up 2 to the 1. Wolverines out of the huddle, pistol again. Double tight end formation. Sidecar, or near slot rather, is Shaw as he motions from right to left. Handoff, Tompkins cutting it back, still on his feet as he gets to the line of scrimmage and driven back. The officials will say that Tompkins was stalled at the 4-yard line. It certainly looked like he got to the 3 at least, but they're way down there and we're way up here. And that's a loss of 2, and it's 3rd down and goal at the 4.
Coach, please put Joel Shaw into the backfield. Let him run his big body across the line, across the end zone. There's no reason for Art Tompkins to be a short yardage back when you have somebody that big and that physical in your arsenal.
Woodland Hills takes a timeout. We will too. 7-6. Seneca Valley leading Woodland Hills. Wolverines threatening though. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Third down and 4 for Woodland Hills with the ball at the Seneca Valley 4-yard line. 8 minutes and 10 seconds remain in regulation. Woodland Hills trailing the Raiders by 1 point, 7-6. Double tight end. Receiver to the right, Shaw is the slot to the near side left. Randall's going to keep it on the option to the near side left. Randall driving his way forward. He will be forced out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And it is decision time for Woodland Hills head coach George Novak. They'll actually say that Randall stepped out at the 2. So a pickup of 2 for Harry Randall. And I think Woodland Hills is going to go for it here. This could be the football game, quite frankly. A goal line stand could be huge for Seneca Valley. A touchdown gives the Wolverines the lead back.
I think you actually got to go with the same play. You picked up enough yardage to get yourself some momentum. Keep running with Randall. He seems to be their most experienced / effective runner tonight.
Randall in the pistol. And a timeout will be called by Seneca Valley. They sent a coach all the way from the coach's box, which ends at the 25, down to the 5-yard line. Pretty sure the coaches aren't allowed to leave the coach's box, Fred.
And he speechless. I really don't know what to say. You should have been penalized for running that far down the sideline.
Yeah, without a doubt. Taking a look at that previous play, we saw Harry Randall run to the near side, but the timeout was called as we took a look at that TV replay. Again, 8:03 to play here in the 4th quarter. Woodland Hills down by 1, 7-6. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you. A very tense atmosphere here at Newman Stadium on the campus of North Allegheny High School in Wexford, PA. If you're not familiar with the setup, Western Pennsylvania, North Allegheny School District is well north of the city of Pittsburgh. The next school district north of North Allegheny is Seneca Valley, so bordering school districts.
I'm going to have to correct you there.
Pine Richland is
Okay.
north, but it's also, but if you go to the west of, to the east of North Allegany's border, it does border Cranberry.
Yep, you're correct.
So, I mean, I do realize that directly north of here is Pine Richland, but it's a lot closer to Seneca Valley than it is to Woodland Hills, this, quote, neutral site. Coach Novak did not address it, but we certainly will. Here it is. This may be all the marbles. 4th down and goal, the ball at the 2-yard line with 8 minutes to play. Pistol formation. Tompkins behind Randall. Shaw is the slot to the left. Randall's going to keep it. Leaps over a Raider, drives his way forward, and a touchdown for the Wolverines. Harry Randall gets the ball across the goal line, and the Wolverines on top 12-7.
Great gutsy call by Coach Novak to send Harry Randall right up the gut. Didn't kick him to the outside on either side, sent him right up the gut, and between Harry Randall and his offensive line pushed their way to a touchdown for Woodland Hills.
And this was all Harry Randall as he had 4 Raiders around him, and he was able to drive his way across the goal line and into the end zone for the touchdown. And Woodland Hills head coach George Novak's going to use a timeout, and I can't say I blame him because this 2-point conversion could be huge as they will talk things over along the near sideline. Great atmosphere here in Wexford, PA. Woodland Hills, this may be, Fred, their best road crowd of the season.
Yeah, and it's a 25, 30-mile drive from, if you want to say, the Wolverine to here. But great job of the fans coming out to support this team. They've actually been pretty good road warriors over the past 3 seasons that I've been broadcasting with you.
And tonight really shows the support that the community has for our Woodland Hills Wolverines. Here comes a very crucial 2-point conversion attempt for Woodland Hills. Harry Randall leading the Wolverines to the line of scrimmage. It's a pistol formation. 2 receivers left, 1 to the far side right. Randall running to his right, running the option. He'll reverse his field to the near side. Nice crackback block. Harry Randall has 1 man to beat. Superman's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and Woodland Hills is on top 14-7.
You know, the one thing I was really looking for at the end of that play was a flag. Didn't see anything. I guess the referees thought that all the blocks were clean. Harry Randall, like you said, did another Superman dive into the end zone. It was a great play and great gutsy effort by Harry Randall.
14-7 is your score. Woodland Hills on top of Seneca Valley with 7:57 to play in the 4th frame. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Raiders on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. Watch the block by David. This guy gets killed. 5. Harry Randall looked rattled after he threw his 2nd interception of the football game, only his 2nd INT of the season. But he leads a drive for Woodland Hills, covering 77 yards. He picked up most of it on the ground himself, including the 2-yard touchdown on 4th and goal, and then ran right on the option to the right on the 2-point conversion, then cut it back left, picked up a nice block, and into the end zone he went, and Woodland Hills is on top 14-7, and Harry Randall is the reason.
Yeah, when he started to run right and cut back left, the quote bubble in my head went off, said, oh no, he's got to do something, and that's exactly what he did. He was surrounded by 3 Seneca Valley defenders, but was able to leap over one and then get the ball across the goal line for the 2-point conversion. And like you said, he's done a great job on that drive. And we've seen this out of Harry Randall before. You put your team on your back, follow me, guys. I'm going to lead you to the end zone, and that's exactly what he did.
And on the TV side, Joe Slick, our photographer, down low here, got a great shot of Randall as he leaped from the 3-yard line over top of a Raider and into the end zone for the 2-pointer.
And it looks like Woodland Hills got penalized. I'm going to say 15 yards for, let's assume, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which has them kicking off at the 25-yard line.
Well, Cassidy has his work cut out from here, kicking from his own 25. This a 15-yard penalty, most likely excessive celebration against Woodland Hills after the 2-pointer. Cassidy booms into this one. End over end kick will be returned from the 31-yard line. On the return, Hensler will be brought down at the 50-yard line. We'll actually say the 49. So a return of 17 for Hensler, and it's 1st and 10 for Seneca Valley with the ball at the 49. Well, the bad news is Seneca Valley has the ball just 51 yards away from pay dirt. The good news is Woodland Hills has seen the Raiders take the ball into their red zone 5 times tonight, and 4 times the Raiders have come up empty.
Yeah, and Seneca Valley needs to understand it's not really pressure time yet. You still have close to 8 minutes left to go in this game. Just they really need to just move their offense down the field like they have been doing, and then once they get into the red zone, try to punch it in somehow. But Woodland Hills really needs to step up on the defense and make a couple stops.
TJ Hall, 3 receivers to his left. He'll run to his left, option, pitching it this time to DeHart, and DeHart will drive his way into Woodland Hills territory to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 6 for Hart.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why I guess that is more of a run-pass option, and Hall is doing a very good job of that, because what Hall is doing is once he gets down the line of scrimmage, he's actually looking at the safety to see what the safety is going to do, to see if he's going to come up, then he's going to drop back and pass it. If not, he's going to go ahead and pitch the ball or run it himself.
Trips right on 2nd and 4, carry up the middle. DeHart will be met as he crosses the line of scrimmage. He'll drive his way forward to the 43-yard line, a pickup of 2 for Mason DeHart. DeHart with 61 yards rushing.
And I'm not so sure if Seneca Valley isn't starting to get a little tired. I see a few of their offensive linemen going off the field with either cramps or exhaustion.
Shotgun sidecar to the left of Hall. 2 receivers to the near side right. Handoff will go to DeHart. DeHart is met in the backfield. He's caught by Dejon Brown and driven back by a gang of black jerseys. Maybe a modest gain on the play, maybe not. We shall see when they spot the football, but a nice open field tackle by Dejon Brown after DeHart was met initially right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he may have gained a couple inches on that play. It's going to be interesting to see what they do on 4th down. I mean, they've been effective with short yardage situations against Woodland Hills. So, running the ball isn't out of the question, but, Woodland Hills really needs to make sure that they're aware of the pass as well.
4th down and 2 for the Raiders. The ball at the Woodland Hills 42-yard line. Hall with a sidecar to his right. He's going to keep it himself. Step forward. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Driven back by the Wolverines. It'll depend on the spot, but it doesn't look like Hall has it from the spot on the near side.
Yeah, the referee closest to us doesn't look like he made the first down marker.
And from our vantage point, it certainly doesn't look like Hall had it. He needed 2. He only picked up 1. And I don't know if the officials will spring out the sticks. They will not. Turnover on downs. 1st down, Wolverines.
Great effort by the Woodland Hills defense of stepping up. I'm really surprised that Seneca Valley did not throw the ball on that drive. They decided to go to DeHart and TJ Hall on that drive, but that came up snake eyes for Seneca Valley right now.
And that turnover on downs gives Woodland Hills the ball at the 42-yard line. Here comes Harry Randall. Randall, 165 yards and 2 touchdowns today. He has also thrown 2 interceptions, but he's been great running the football. Twins to either side. Randall with a sidecar to his left. Randall, quarterback draw, running to the near side right. Pressured by Raiders. A flag comes in late. Randall dives his way forward back towards the line of scrimmage. But the flag in the backfield most likely will be a hold against the Wolverines. We shall see. 6:20 to play here in the 4th quarter. Woodland Hills down by 7. And it's a legal block in the back against Woodland Hills. And it will be from the spot of the foul. Still haven't gotten an official signal just yet. And the illegal block in the back will now be accepted by Seneca Valley, and it will be from the spot of the foul, and the ball will be moved back to the Woodland Hills 27-yard line. Loss of 15. And it will be 1st and 25 for the Wolverines. The ball at their own 27-yard line.
1st and 10. 1st and 25, correction.
2 receivers right, 1 to the near side left. Sidecars to either side of Randall. Randall straight drop back. Looks to his left. finds Trayvon Mathis, and Trayvon Mathis will be brought down inside of Raider territory that is Trayvon Mathis, brought down at the 50-yard line, a pickup of 23 yards and a Woody High first down.
Yeah, Cody Boozle had the coverage on that, and Cody Boozle hasn't really been in the game much this game. He's been in for TJ Hall on that last play, but that's exactly the matchup that I was looking for, was the one-on-one with the corner and Trayvon Mathis.
And I misspoke. That was a pickup of 23, not enough for a Woodland Hills first down. Shotgun formation, sidecar to the left is Shaw. He loses the football, and Seneca Valley will recover it at the 50-yard line. Shaw just cannot take a handoff cleanly, Fred.
Yeah, and this has really been just the last 2 weeks that he hasn't been able to take a handoff. I don't know if he's not looking at the ball or if he's looking at the offensive line before things get moving, but that's an ill time for a fumble to happen as the Wolverine offense was marching down the field.
Woodland Hills picked up 23 yards on a huge pass play to Trayvon Mathis along the near sideline, and then that fumble by Joel Shaw, and Seneca Valley starts at the 50. Third takeaway of the game by the Raiders. This one unforced. Woodland Hills only able to eat 50 seconds of clock. And the Wolverines nearly take the handoff as Deshaun Osbrooks brings down Mason DeHart 5 yards deep in the backfield.
That was an impressive play by Deshaun Osbrooks, who ran basically just a run blitz, was able to get through the offensive line and almost took the handoff from Hall himself, but made an excellent form tackle against DeHart in the backfield.
Second down and 15 for the Raiders. The ball at the 45-yard line. Motion man from left to right. Hall in the shotgun, and a flag will fly. And it came from the back judge. And that usually is in the area of delay of game, but there were 11 seconds on the play clock. Legal substitution against the Wolverines. 12 men on the field. And Jordan Lee was out there, and I don't think he was supposed to be.
The Woodland Hills coaches really need to get their stuff together and making sure that they have the proper personnel on the field when the play clock starts.
Second and 10. For the Raiders, the ball at the 50-yard line. Hall off of play action, straight drop back, throws across the middle. It's intercepted by Dante Broadus. Broadus to the far sideline, picking up blockers inside of the 40, the 35, the 30, still on his feet, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Dante Broadus on the pick six.
Excellent play of just reading the quarterback's eyes. We knew TJ Hall was interception prone. We obviously seen it tonight. 4 almost interceptions and now 2 actual interceptions, and this one paying off for Woodland Hills.
A huge interception return for a touchdown by Dante Broadus. This one a 55-yard pick six. 4:44 to play. Woodland Hills on top 20-7. Donald Cassidy on to attempt the PAT out of the hold of Harry Randall, the long snapper, Stephen Rickard. A good snap, a good hold, and the kick is up. And that kick is good. And again, with 4:44 to play in the fourth quarter, it's Woodland Hills 21 and Seneca Valley 7. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders on the Woodland Hills Football Network. We welcome you back to Newman Stadium in Wexford, PA. Adam Gusky, Fred Guy on the call for you as Woodland Hills leads the Seneca Valley Raiders 21-0. 55-yard interception return for a touchdown by Dante Broadus. The PAT up and in for Donald Cassidy. And the Wolverines have taken a 14-point lead. Defense comes up big here, and the Wolverines will be headed to the WPIAL semifinals.
And right now, Seneca Valley should be in desperation mode. 4:44 left to go in the game, fourth quarter, down by 14. Right now, you just need to basically go all out against this Wolverine defense. With that being said, when things like that happen and you're in desperation mode, mistakes happen, Woodland Hills needs to come up, I would think they need to come up big again with another turnover to really seal the deal against this Seneca Valley team.
Cassidy to kick off. Ball at the 40-yard line. 2 Raiders back deep on the return. Cassidy, low end-over-end kick. And I think the Wolverines may have been offside there.
And I'm really surprised this is the first time they called it all game, because Woodland Hills has been on that close to iffy side of being offsides.
That'll push Woodland Hills back 5 yards to the 35 for the kickoff. A lot of Seneca Valley Raiders fans are leaving, Fred. And most of them are students.
Yeah, when your student section bails out kind of early, that's not a good sign for your team. That's not a good sign for the community as well, to bail out on your team like that.
So Cassidy will kick off with the ball at his own 35-yard line. And Cassidy, low end over end kick along the ground. Picked up at the 22-yard line. On the return is Hensler. Hensler looks for the cutback, and he will be brought down at the 35-yard line. Or it'll be first down and 10, actually at the 34 for the Raiders.
And Woodland Hills right now needs to make sure they have the proper personnel on the field, so they're not getting any more of these 12-men on the field calls that are costing them 5 yards each time.
I can't wait for the post-game show, or the pre-game show of next week, should Woodland Hills win out here, so I can get what that call was that led to the Seneca Valley touchdown back in the third quarter. I'm still perplexed by that, and that happened some 10 minutes of action ago. Hall all by himself, empty set, trips right, twins to the left. Hall looks across the middle, nearly intercepted by Trayvon Mathis, and that is his nearly third pick of the game.
Yeah, and basically Trayvon Mathis right now is kind of playing center field, just reading the quarterback's eyes, waiting for somebody to come close to him so he can, make a pass breakup, which is his third of the day, or an interception, which right now would really benefit Woodland Hills to seal up this game.
Trips to the left. One receiver to the near side right. As Seneca Valley gets the play from the far boundary. 4:34 to go. Hall, play action. Looking left, throwing left. Completing the pass and getting hit hard was that Seneca Valley receiver at the 42-yard line. On the catch is Mercanja. Mercanja, his second catch of the game.
And I think the tackle was made by Chris David. I thought it was Trayvon Mathis that came up, but the announcer said it was Chris David.
Pickup of 9 on the play. 2 catches today from Mercanja for 28 yards. Hall looking across the middle. The pass is incomplete, intended for Max Cicero, the tight end. And that will bring up 4th down and 1 for the Raiders with the ball at their own 43.
4th down and 1.
Decision time for Seneca Valley again. I mean, you've had some success, again, on short yardage, with the exception of the last drive that they had. The previous drive where they were stalled on 4th and short. But they've been effective largely throughout the course of the game with short yardage situations.
And Seneca Valley will pick up the first down. The ball carrier, TJ Hull. Hull with the 2-yard gain to the 35-yard line. And 3:57 to go.
And TJ Hull hasn't really been that successful in the second half as much as he was in the first half.
Pass to the far side as Hull finds Mason DeHart. And DeHart will actually be forced out of bounds at the 49-yard line of 6-yard pickup there.
And a good job of Seneca Valley of getting out of bounds, saving as much clock as you possibly can, because that's exactly what you need. You need time on the board if you're going to score points. And right now, Seneca Valley is doing an adequate job on this drive against this Woodland Hills defense.
Hall down the near sideline looking for the receiver. It was in his hands, but Corbin Kessler can't hang on to it. Kessler was open. He had found himself along the near boundary away from Trayvon Mathis, but he couldn't hang on to it, and it's 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, Trayvon Mathis actually came up on number 81, Max Cicero, because he thought the ball was going to go to him because Cicero was wide open, but instead, TJ Hall went down the field and nearly completed a nice pass.
Hall, straight drop back, looking across the middle, completing the pass. On the catch is Hensler, and Hensler will be brought down at the 30-yard line. A pickup of 19 yards on that play.
And Woodland Hills really does not need to relax on this drive. I mean, even if Seneca Valley can punch in the ball into the end zone, it still leaves, a lot of time on the clock, and only being down 7. Woodland Hills really needs to step up right now.
And as Hall looks across the middle, he cannot connect with Corbin Kessler. And the incomplete pass brings up second down and 10 with 3:28 to play.
And Woodland Hills really needs to not be content with just incomplete passes. They really need to step up and, make some interceptions. That last ball was actually thrown in between Chris David and Trayvon Mathis. Either one of them, if they were actually looking at the ball, should have came up with an interception.
Second down and 10 for the Raiders. The ball at the Woodland Hills 30. Hall, screen pass, complete to Hensler. Hensler still on his feet inside of the 15, close to the 10-yard line before being driven to the turf by Trayvon Mathis. Also in on tackle, Chris David. And an 18-yard pickup on that play.
And that's really has been Seneca Valley's most successful play of the day, has been the screen pass. They've gotten a lot of yardage out of that. And if it wasn't for Trayvon Mathis making a nice tackle, it could have gone for a lot more.
Hall in the shotgun, trips left. One receiver right. Hall rolling to his left. Pressured. Retreating. Still pressured. Throwing out of bounds. Mathis had his hand on it. And if I was keeping stats, I'd give him another PBU for the defense because Trayvon Mathis has been everywhere, Fred.
And it was an excellent job of the backside defensive line of coming across and getting a lot of pressure on Hall because actually there was a wide receiver wide open in the end zone, and I think it was Kessler. But TJ Hall was under so much pressure from the defense that he couldn't see downfield to catch Kessler and maybe toss it into the end zone.
Trips left, two receivers right. Hall, straight drop back. All kinds of pressure. It's a screen to the left side. And catching that football is Corbin Kessler. And Kessler is brought down right at the first down marker. And a pickup of just about 10 yards. The official will take a look. And they may bring the sticks out for this one. As this will either be third and very short or a first and goal for Seneca Valley. They'll bring the sticks from the far side. Stretch the chains. And it is a Seneca Valley first down. 10-yard gain on the play. We now see the QB, TJ Hall, 230 yards in the air. He has thrown a pair of interceptions, one return for a touchdown. Two favorite targets today have been Bradley Hensler out of the backfield, who has 78 yards receiving. And Kessler has himself a big play in the backfield there by Dante Broadus. Again, Broadus comes on the blitz, and this time he brings down Hall 2 yards deep in the backfield. Excuse me, that was Deshaun Osbrooks, not Dante Broadus.
And Deshaun Osbrooks has basically been doing that all season, coming on a run blitz, and then his form tackling was just really nice to get TJ Hall to the ground.
Loss of 2 on the play, intercepted again by Woodland Hills. This is Jahad Brown coming down the near sideline from the goal line. 40, 50, 40, to the 30, 20 still on his feet. 15, 10, 5, 100-yard interception return for a touchdown by Jahad Brown.
It was only a matter of time before Jahad Brown got himself into this ball game, and that was an excellent climb the ladder catch by Brown on that play. TJ Hall just threw a bad pass. He thought he had somebody open, thought he might have had a mismatch, didn't. Brown came down with it, had a convoy of blockers with him on that play, and then got a nice block by Dante Broadus at the very end. It actually pancaked his the person trying to make the tackle, and in walked Jahad Brown after that.
That was TJ Hall who was retreating, trying to make the tackle. As Mathis got the big block. Cassidy on to attempt the PAT. Nice job by Randall to get that hold down. And with 2 minutes and 2 seconds to play, it's Woodland Hills 28 and Seneca Valley 7. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Raiders on the Woodland Hills Football Network. We welcome you back to Newman Stadium in Wexford. Woodland Hills on top of Seneca Valley 28-7. A 100-yard interception return for a touchdown by Jihad Brown. Hall looking to his right, and you said it. It was Brown climbing the ladder, catching it at the goal line in the 100-yard pick six. A program record that will stand forever. I don't know if there's been one before, but regardless, in high school and college, if you catch the ball 9 yards deep in the end zone, or if you catch it at the goal line, it's still a 100-yard pick six.
Yeah, and that was an excellent play of Brown. Like we said, climbing the ladder. TJ Hall thought he had somebody open. Brown just made a nice read on the ball. Had a convoy. I mean, there was at least 5 or 6 black shirts around him as he was running down the field. Picked up some really nice blocking, especially one near the end by Dante Broadus, putting the pancake on TJ Hall to seal the deal.
Amon Baldwin Youngblood, incidentally, was injured on the point after touchdown. He got to his feet and came to the near sideline, and you'd have to assume his evening is going to be over, and we'll see Jay Cassidy if Woodland Hills comes back out on the offensive end. But how about this fourth quarter for Woodland Hills, Fred? This is 2 straight weeks where the Wolverines poured on in the second half after a slow start.
Yeah, 2 pick sixes for the defense, them coming up big on a goal line, first and goal situation. I mean, you really can't say too much. Harry Randall stepping up as a leader on the offense. You know, can't say enough about this team right now.
Low end over end kick will skim along the turf and be picked up at the 24-yard line by an up back of Seneca Valley. And that up back will be driven back. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Seneca Valley at their own 37. Seneca Valley down by 21. And we saw a couple of Seneca Valley coaches head down to the sidelines, and usually when the coaches leave the booth and head to the sidelines, that means they feel the game is over.
Yeah, I mean, with less than 2 minutes, down by 21, pretty much, 22 unanswered points by Seneca Valley, or for Woodland Hills, but Seneca Valley's been able to sniff the end zone pretty much the entire night tonight, but just have only amassed 7 points total for their games.
1 of 6 were the Raiders in zone tonight thus far. Hall straight drop back, pressured late, steps up into the pocket, throws across the middle. The pass will be caught. On the reception is Merkanja, and Merkanja will be brought down at the 39-yard line of the Wolverines, a pickup of 24 yards.
And a good job of TJ Hall of standing in the pocket, standing tall as he was starting to feel some pressure from this Woodland Hills defense.
250 yards passing today plus for TJ Hall. Hall rolling to his left, tossing to the flats to the far side. It's complete to Bradley Hensler. Hensler will step out of bounds inside of the 35 at the 33-yard line, a pickup of 6 on that pass play.
You got to hand it to Seneca Valley, especially on offense, because they're not quitting at all. They took the ball. They got the ball from Woodland Hills. They keep driving down the field. They're doing a good job of trying to, hang tight, with this Woodland Hills team despite being down 21.
Hall in the shotgun, trips right to receiver's left, empty set. 2nd and 4 with 98 seconds to go. Hall looks to his left, throws to his left. The pass is complete enough for a first down to Mason DeHart. And DeHart is brought down for a gain of about 4. Make it a gain of 5 to the 28-yard line.
And again, a smart play by DeHart of actually getting out of bounds to stop the clock and not having to use a timeout.
Hall rolling to his right, throwing. Open across the middle is the tight end, his first catch of the game, Max Cicero. And Cicero is brought down at the 16-yard line. A pickup of 12 on the play.
Again, Seneca Valley back in the red zone of Woodland Hills. But like you said, 1 of 6 in the red zone today for Seneca Valley. Not very efficient at all.
2 missed field goals, a couple of interceptions, and 1 turnover on downs. Hall looks across the middle, finds his receiver in Corbin Kessler. Woodland Hills in the prevent. And
On the tackle,
Seneca Valley moving the ball against the said prevent defense, a pickup of 7 on that play to Corbin Kessler.
And no timeout by Seneca Valley. I'm kind of surprised by that.
284 in the air today
Second down and 2.
for TJ Hall. Under a minute to play here. Woodland Hills up 21 points. Trips left to receivers right. Hall looking to his left. Throwing the pass. It's complete to Bradley Hensler, and Hensler will be brought down at the 6-yard line.
Tackle 28.
That's enough for a first down for the Raiders. A pickup of 2 on the pass play.
Did somebody call a timeout?
I don't believe so, but I think Seneca Valley got a first down and the ball went out of bounds. No, he did not, so just a first down. Clock rolls. Hall looking to his left, throwing to his left, and a touchdown for the Raiders. As Hall will find Eric Mercanja for the 6-yard touchdown with 23 seconds to play. And Seneca Valley band into it as this PAT could cut the Woodland Hills lead in half with 23 seconds to go. Right now it's a 15-point advantage for the Wolverines. The PAT is up and in for Chad Izens. And with 23 seconds to go, Woodland Hills on top of Seneca Valley 28-14. Tuned into the Wolverines and the Raiders on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. 23 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Woodland Hills on top of Seneca Valley 28-14. Touchdown by the Raiders, a 6-yarder. Inconsequential as Eric Mercanja caught it along the far sideline from TJ Hall. Woodland Hills will advance to the WPIAL semifinals for the 4th time in 5 seasons. Onside kick slips through the hands of Joel Shaw. Seneca Valley will recover it at the 46-yard line. And the Raiders, with 21 seconds to play here, still feel they have an opportunity to try to tie this football game. But they, I think, would need a miracle at this point.
They would actually have to put the ball in the end zone right now and do the same exact thing they just did, the muddle huddle, kick, and then put the ball in the end zone again. Yeah, so you're saying a miracle would probably take it.
Exactly. Hall, straight drop back. Looking right. It's intercepted by Dejon Brown. Brown running right, cutting it back left, up the middle, inside of Raider territory, still on his feet to the 40 to the 39-yard line. And a late flag comes in as Dejon Brown with the 4th interception today for the Wolverines. It could have been 8.
Yeah, I don't think there's any miracles left in Zillion Noble today because whatever they had left, Dejon Brown just, Dejon Brown actually took it away.
Nice return by Dejon Brown on that interception. 4th pick of the day for the Wolverines. As Hall threw it across the middle. 3 Wolverines around the intended receiver as Brown cut it right and then brought it back left. And there was a penalty at the end of the play, I think a face mask or an unsportsmanlike for a late hit. As there was a Raider who got on the pile very, very late. And then a punch to the midsection of Dejon Brown after the play was over. But Brown does not retaliate, and the Wolverines will send on the offense for the victory formation. The best 2-yard loss in football. As Harry Randall takes the knee, and Woodland Hills heads back to the WPIAL semifinals for the 4th time in 5 seasons. Great game by Woodland Hills, Fred.
Yeah, especially, despite that late touchdown, the defense in the second half played fantastic. 2 pick sixes, a couple of stops in the red zone for Seneca Valley. You really can't say enough about how well the defense played. Offensively, Harry Randall was the star. 2 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion. He basically put the offense on his back, rode him to the end zone, and, it paid dividends for the Wolverines.
Woodland Hills advancing to the WPIAL semifinals as they look for their 10th trip to the WPIAL Finals, but they've got to win one more football game, Fred, and that game will be played next Friday night. Opponent to be determined. It will either be Upper St. Clair or North Allegheny. We don't know 100% just yet. Folks on the radio side, you will hear momentarily. On the TV side, you'll know by the time this game airs who Woodland Hills will play next Friday night, but we will have the coverage for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. And we can say it right now. Harry Randall, our State Senator Jay Costa, player of the game.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, me being a defensive guy, I would have gave it to the defense for the 2 pick sixes they had for the game, and the 2 out of 7 times that Seneca Valley converted inside the red zone. But I'll go with Harry Randall because he had a phenomenal game, especially coming down that drive after those guys, after Woodland Hills was down 7-6, took them right back down the field, got the touchdown, got the 2-point conversion, and that was pretty much it after that.
Well, Fred, I do think the defense certainly deserves some kudos. And, 2 interception returns for a touchdown. We may have to break up that State Senator Jay Costa player of the game a little bit, but we may have to decide if we're going to give out something like 18 certificates, 1 to Harry Randall and 17 to the rest of the defense.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a total team effort. They did great. Special teams, the missed PAT in the first touchdown, they were able to shake it off with the 2-point conversion just like they did last week against Pine Richland. But as a total team, they really stepped it up in the second half again.
Again, your final score, Woodland Hills defeating the Seneca Valley Raiders 28-14, and the 4th-seeded Wolverines roll into the WPIAL semifinals on a 9-game winning streak. The site and opponent is to be determined. It will either be Upper St. Clair or North Allegheny. Most likely if it's North Allegheny, if it's Upper St. Clair, we will be at Baldwin. But that is all conjecture at this point. Folks on the television side, we thank you for joining us here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. We hope you join us next Friday night as the Wolverines will play in the WPIAL semifinals for the 2nd straight year. For my broadcast partner, Fred Guy, I'm Adam Gusky. Thank you for joining us on the TV side. Thanks to our TV crew, Larry George, our director and executive producer. Our broadcast engineer is Lee Schaefer Jr. Our camera ops, Lee Schaefer Jr., Lee Schaefer III, and Joe Slick. And again, I'm Adam Gusky. For my broadcast partner, Fred Guy. Folks on the TV side, we'll talk to you again next week on the radio. Stay tuned for the State Senator Jay Costa postgame show. You've been tuned in to the Wolverines and the Raiders on MSA Sports and the Woodland Hills Football Network. This has been a presentation of the Woodland Hills Football Network. Watch us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and as always, visit us at woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com.